In the last few episodes of the Learn by Doing series, we've been doing a lot of base work, so today we're going to be heading out and looting and trying to actually get some quests done, because quite embarrassingly, it's day 6, and I'm still on tier 1 quests, which is quite unusual, and I don't even have a bike, rather annoyingly. So today's focus is going to be all about getting a vehicle, getting some quests done, getting some of those things that you just have to loot for like glue, because I'm running so low on all those kinds of things. With that out the way, let's head over to me. So today what I want to do is mostly just actually go looting, because I'm running out of all the kind of things you need to go out into the world for. When I was making these mods, I had sort of like a philosophy, I guess, in my head about how people play this game and like what kinds of players you might want to cater towards and stuff. And I boiled basically all the play styles down into 2 core ideas, and one of those playstyles is very underserved in the vanilla game. Those 2 playstyles I call the Nomad and the Settler. Now, the Settler is a player who is kind of playing like I've mostly done. I've been a bit of a mixed player in this playthrough, but if you imagine a player who even more so doesn't really leave their base and is mostly playing with like extracting resources, building their base, things like that. And then the Nomad player is the person who hates that and mostly goes out and tries to find all the materials they need in the world and does quests and clears POIs and loots and stuff like that. In my opinion, the vanilla game has really fucked over the settler style player with the learn by reading system, because yes, you can build a base next to the trader and get some magazines, but you're going to be so ridiculously punished for that either way that a Nomad style player is always going to beat you at absolutely every style of progression. It's not even close, because the learn by reading system is inherently one that's supposed to make you leave your base. I don't think it's wrong to have some mechanics that make you leave your base. You shouldn't be able to, at the start of the game at least, completely live off the land, so to speak. But it should be a goal you can at least obtain, and it should be a playstyle you can at least, you know, try to attempt. But in vanilla, if you try and do that, you'll never progress your skills beyond what like a trader sells you every 3 days or whatever, and that's a seriously shit way to play. And this mod should alleviate that. You can go out and you can play like a nomad and you can stay at your base, and both will be punished for playing in absolutes like that, in the sense that a nomad player is going to have a really hard time leveling something like engineering, and your settler player is going to have a hard time leveling their combat skills, which means that when that horde comes around, your base better be fucking sick to make up for that. Ideally, we have a play style here where like you can predominantly play nomad or settler, but you will have to go further afield for some things, and you will have to do some amount of base building. And I think that's pretty working, I guess, would be the way to say it. Like it is doing that. In vanilla, obviously, I'm someone who kind of optimizes the fun out of games. So when I play in vanilla, I'm absolute pure nomad to the extent where my base for the first few days is often just chests outside the trader and I live on a roof. Tree book, nice. And obviously that has changed my playstyle significantly in this. Let's take... Oh, he's only got buried supplies. That sucks. Right. Well, he's got 2 normal POIs. Let's do those first. Have you reset today? No, that's day 7. You got acid? No, I don't think he does. Let me just search him for wheels in case I missed it. Yeah, no. The wheels are what I need for a bike, and I'm kind of in an annoying position where it's like, I could just get the bike for the trader rewards, but then what do I do with the 2 bike parts I made? I've backed myself into a sunk cost fallacy. Like, I will get the bike faster if I just do quests, but at the same time, what do I do with the shit I wasted? Any arrows? I need feathers. I've got a skill point and I've got 1 level of archery to go until we start unlocking some of the better stuff. What is it I unlock at 25 again? I've actually forgotten already. Bowmaster, right? Yeah, reload even faster, gain a chance to cripple and do more sneak attack damage. And crossbow hunter is unlocked at the same level, but I don't have a crossbow yet, so I'm not gonna do that, obviously. Then do we get the 2nd rank of archery? Yeah, we get that, and I think we get something. Oh yeah, we get better arrows. That's what I wanted. Steel arrows, so I can get away from fucking feathers. I could make a crucible, get steel arrowheads, and get polymers quite easily, so that would be nice. So let's go do some questing. I'll try and get tier 1 done today. We've got 3 jobs to do, so I'll have to do at least 1 buried supplies, but that's not too bad, since I am very good at mining, because I've been doing it basically every night for the first week here. And To address some concerns people might have about like the balance of the learn by doing system, you have to remember that it is sort of a trade-off. Yes, I'm quite advanced with my melee weapons and my engineering and my mining because I've played that way. I still am not very good with my shotguns, and science is kind of left in the dust because I've not been using many meds, although I would like to change the science skill entirely anyway, but that's, you know, secondary concern. What other skills have I got like kind of in the dust here? Yeah, I mean, speech I haven't leveled at all for semi-obvious reasons. My survivalism isn't very high, my salvaging isn't very high, my scavenging is actually surprisingly low, and I'm only good at 2 combat styles, so like I am very good, well not very good, I'm pretty good at the things I've been trying to be very good at. That makes sense. If I have to do something I haven't thought about, like if I suddenly need survivalism, it's going to be a bit of a grind to fix that, which kind of works in a similar way to 7 Days to Die's base game where you have the attribute system that sort of limits you. I think this is a more fun way to do it rather than just being like, oh, now you have to start fresh with the attributes and do nothing for like the next 8 levels because you need to invest skill points into an attribute you're not really even using. And you have more mixed playstyles as well. Okay. Any zombies? Here's the archery increase I needed, so let's buy, where is it? Arrow crafting 2. We can now also bulk craft all the iron and stone arrows, but that's of no real use to me right now. I just wanted steel. Oh wait, that only costs a few skill points, right? Yeah. What can I spend a couple more on? Because I don't like the odd numbers. Again, prison of my own creation, but it's for balance reasons. I can't help the fact that I have like some brainworm that hinders me in this case. Let's get some level 3 armor. I really need to make some armor. Level 3 is actually worth making as well, so like let's remember to do that. My primitive armor is kind of shit. I don't know what armor I want though. Probably Preacher? Then again, light armor is worse in this mod, so like maybe don't default to Preacher. Preacher gloves though, definitely. They're still ridiculously OP. That is a problem for another mod to solve that I'll probably make at some point, but I can only make so many mods at a time. Let's check the Duke Collector. It has a very rare chance of forge aheads. None that time. So with steel arrows and like a good bow, I think my archery level is going to really take off because we're like now actually effective with archery. Like that's a viable combat style once you get to that sort of level. I don't even necessarily need to sneak once you've got that kind of gear, whereas archery without sneak at the start of the game is just painful, which I think is a fair balancing thing because the ammo is obviously a lot easier to obtain. Commando boots? Yeah, sure, let's wear them. What does it do again? Is it a small run speed boost? It's whatever. We'll swap it for better gear soon. Scavenging increase, Deer Hunter, some much needed water, because water in the vanilla game is a pain in the ass. Could make a Dew Collector, but also a pain in the ass for different reasons. Oh, we've woke this guy up. How many headshots does it take to kill you? Oh, stuck on the ladder. So with this bow and these arrows, it still takes 3. I imagine with steel it might take like 2, which is much more doable. Bullets, some meds and a science book. Nice. I think we have 10 science now. That's probably gating something useful. Now I'm gonna keep my lumberjack hat. Grave digger, let's throw that on the axe. Another cooking pot, and let's check the shamway crate. Cornbread recipe, which I already know because I took the first rank of Master Chef, and some water. Okay, cool. Relatively easy PY because I am behind on my quest tiers because I've just not been questing that much. I'm thirsty, that's mildly annoying. Would you like run straight towards me? Archery is way easier when you do that. You can see my archery level's like really leveling quickly now because it's so hindered in the early game by how bad the primitive bow is. Once you get a wooden bow and some decent arrows, it just goes up so fast because it's a much faster skill to level than all the other ones in terms of the amount of XP you get per kill because of how shit the primitive bow is, which might lead to a bit of a thing where archery maxes out way faster than the guns and stuff. I don't particularly mind that because while it doesn't make logical sense that archery is faster to master than guns, because obviously in real life archery is exceptionally difficult, but for gameplay purposes archery tends to be weaker than guns, or at the very least you could say less versatile than guns, because even with, you know, all your archery skills maxed out in this mod, and I give you a lot of boost to archery in this mod, I really wanted it to be more of a viable playstyle. There's an acid. You're still going to be slower fire rate than even the worst pistols and shotguns. Maybe not the double barrel and the pipe shotgun and the pipe rifle and hunting rifle specifically, but you're going to be worse than like tier 1 or 2 other guns. But it's not useless, it just has a different role. It becomes a stealth killing thing rather than your main combat thing. So I don't mind that it levels up faster and you might have it maxed out way before guns. And to an extent, it's kind of like a trap, because if you become too dependent on archery, your gun skill gets left behind and guns have the better potential. So there's a sort of an element of like, do you actually want to invest all this time into archery for it to only be worse than guns? But it'll help you a lot on the way there. So you got an option there, a decision to weigh for and against. I will take your random skill mag. And let's take Motel 8. Ah, engineering, nice. I could be saving all my skill books for like the last 20 levels of the skills and stuff, because those are obviously the hardest ones. I'm just choosing not to, because I don't care that much. But it is the smart choice. Let's take our rank of Bowmaster. That'll give me that crippled chance and the extra sneak damage, which is very nice. And I'm going to go drop off some loot back at my base before we head out to this next job. Right, let's see. Do you need a crucible to make steel arrowheads? I have to imagine so, right? Yeah. So we need to get a crucible to get that going. I can make a crucible, right? But it might be really hard. Crucible. So we need forged iron, of course. I might have that. I don't know. A lot of forged iron, but doable. Oil. We got the clay. And we've got the stone somewhere. It's right in front of me, isn't it? Yeah, there it is. We need more mechanical parts and we need oil. So scrapping cars looks like a good thing to do right now. I might get acid from that as well, which would help me with a wheel. So scrapping some cars on the way to this next POI seems like a good idea. We can make a crucible and then we can start making steel arrows. And I need polymers if I'm going to make dew collectors to reduce the dependence on loot. And I'm going to need scrap polymers for the arrows themselves as well. And we're going to need loads of scrap iron or steel arrowheads. Yeah. So scrapping some cars on the way there seems like a good idea, and I'll level up some salvaging as well. I got some coffee, so my stamina use will be very nice, especially with level 3 Sexy T-Rex. The nice thing about Sexual Tyrannosaurus as well is because it's so broad, it really does have the effect of letting you do a lot more than the base game perks do, because obviously if you try and salvage without salvage ops in the base game, it's agonizing. Because you have to invest in the skill to get the stamina reduction. And back in the olden days, we just had Sexy T-Rex, which did that for everything. And you could argue that that's too powerful, but I would counter-argue by saying that's just more fun. And I think that's more important in this case, because there's plenty of other ways I've made this game harder. I don't think I need to make salvaging and mining and other stamina-consuming activities more tedious, right? I've removed stamina on kill. Congratulations, the game is harder. However, you can now salvage cars without wanting to shoot your own dick off. People without dicks, please apply as necessary. Whichever implement you would like to shoot off instead, I'll let you choose. Oh, there's the other acid I needed. Nice, we can make wheels now. Oh, here's a thought. Do I now have the science for the mini bike? I do. So if I could get a level, we could make a mini bike. I would have wasted those 2 bike parts. However, I could sell them and then upgrade straight to the mini bike, which would be nice. Getting the mini bike a little bit earlier than you would normally in the base game, at least without focusing on Grease Monkey, of course, but I'm fine with that, to be honest. We used to be able to get mini bikes on day 2. That was actually the first video I made on YouTube, was a video showing you how to get a mini bike basically instantly. So day 6 ain't bad. Especially if you consider that I used an exploit to get like half my science skill. Hey, I can't undo it. I didn't add a debug ability to remove skills. I should have done that, but here we are. Oh well. Surprising lack of oil. I didn't realize how rare oil was until I'd sold it all and then actually needed some, but it's never fucking used in anything. I wonder if having Sexy T-Rex maxed out and using the salvaging boots is kind of like useless, because it's going to cost you no stamina either way. Then again, impact driver power attacks probably still cost stamina, so never mind. Though, thinking about it, if you use the salvaging boots to reduce your stamina to basically 0, wrenches become a viable combat style, because they're a blunt weapon, and they have similar damage to like the baseball bat and the steel club for the impact driver. That's something interesting. The infinite stamina wrench combat build. It won't exist forever though, because I plan on destroying the armor system with my bare hands. However, in the meantime, you can do that. Probably a very good way to do that, actually. I'm at a point as well where I'm now like so much available to me. I now actually have like real choices for making my perks, because obviously at the very start of the game you're kind of just like whatever you have access to with your skills, but now I have like a lot of health available to me if I save up for that. I've got armor perks, I got stealth perks, I got all these perks. Like there's still no mental perks. My character's a moron, but that's fine. But yeah, a lot is now opened up to me, and now I'm making some really difficult choices on those perks. Oh, one-shot body shot. Nice. The extra sneak attack damage is helpful. Though I'm noticing immediately that it's not displaying on the actual sneak attack modifier there. So I'll need to fix that. I think I know how that's done. It's just like a weird, like, hacked-in thing where they use like a separate skill to show it. It's weird. Probably easy to fix though. Science magazine. That come from that suitcase. What a weird place to find that. Some shotgun shells, thank you. Oh yeah, I should raid all the toilets for their water. Salvage gloves, those are actually really good to have, I'll take those. 10% extra salvage harvest. I could make better, but I get them for free, so works for me. Oh, toilet pistol. Nice. That is very helpful, actually, because it'll let me level my pistols much easier. The fucking pipe pistol sucks. Oh, a cast schematic. Nice. We're into the tier 1 loot now. I'm hoping to just not have to take any medical crafting either, because I just don't really want to invest in that skill. It doesn't interest me, so if I can get all my shit from schematics, that would be nice. Nice, bunch of meds, and some decent boots there. Raider boots. Safe all distance, though, who cares? It's useless. Well, it's not useless, but it's not worth it. Let's scrap it for parts, because I just have too much shit on me. Right, so I missed some zombies back here. Typical. Sniper book and some cobblestone that I can't pick up. How much water did I get out here? 5. Not too bad. So is the next quest the last one I need to do? Yeah, so we'll do a buried supplies and then we'll be done with tier 1. I'm not going to take the bicycle because obviously now we've got the acid for wheels and I can make a mini bike anyway once I get my next level. So there's no real point in doing the bicycle. We're just skipping over it for this playthrough. Let's take the jar of honey and let's take another quest just as close as buried supplies. I think I didn't take the closest one actually. Whatever. It's fine. There we go. Got a skill point. Let's buy the mini bike. What do we actually need for a mini bike? Aside from 2 wheels, obviously. We need duct tape. Might be short on that. Handlebars. I need a headlight. I just sold some direct. Hopefully I don't need more. If I do, I can just scrap for them though. Let's purify some water. Cook some bacon and eggs. Yeah, I'm looking for glue and duct tape. I don't have any. Okay, let's make some. So we have 4 water here. We have 5 more coming. Let's cancel this really quickly and do the glue. That'll get me 6. Is that enough to get both parts in the mini bike? Yes, so that'll be fine. We can do that. And then I'll just do up more water and more bacon and eggs. Cool. What about the crucible? Crucible. What are we missing? Oh, more oil. Yeah, we didn't get enough. That's fine. We can get some in a bit. Let's look into those wheels. Those are going to take some of my oil, aren't they? Yeah, that's fine. Not hard to get. I just happen to be low on it. Let's craft a couple of those. I'll take this stuff and sell it direct, I guess. Do I have a battery? That would matter, yes. I did get one, but I may have sold it. Yeah, I'll need to find a battery. That's fine. We need to do some salvaging, clearly. Let's put those gloves on. Why not? In fact, they're better than my other gloves. Just keep them on. Yep, let's go do that one quest, and then we'll do a massive amount of salvaging. I suppose I could make a level 5 wrench, but it would cost me a lot of duct tape. Let's go do the buried supplies so we can at least complete tier 1. There we go, that wasn't too bad. Open this up, and let's start digging. Okay, I can 2-shot the dirt, that's very nice. I don't mind buried supplies when I can do that. Oh, there it is. Lucky me. Survivalism magazine, nice. My axe is about to break, better repair that. I'm just gonna run away while it does that. We have places to be anyway. Holy shit, there's a lot of you in this forest. Oh, because there's a wandering horde that I'm running straight into. Yeah, that would do it. I mean, that's so much XP. Wow, look at that. I have no stamina after killing several zombies. It's almost as if stamina on kills really, really easy. Ow. Imagine this shit on Insane Nightmare, you'd be so dead. Which is the intention, to be clear. I want Insane Nightmare to be hard instead of annoying, which is what it is. Ooh. Ow. No stamina. I'm gonna actually use some of my heals. Ooh. Oh, those decaps are so brutal. They need to add that to the base game. Axes need to be slashing weapons. It's just correct. There is no more satisfying a decap than that. I don't even know if I killed the whole horde there. There's just so many of them. Got a few levels of blade though. Anyone hiding in here? No. But there's a thing with animal fat in it. Odd thing to put in there. But that's kind of the point of 7 Days to Die at this point. There's weird shit in weird places. How high is my blade anyway? It's been going up quite a lot now that I've got an actual good weapon. 36, not bad. We could probably unlock quite a few good things there. I think the main one we're looking for though is 40, right? Yeah, that's where you get the next dismemberment perk. And Mangler is 50. And Chainsaw Massacre is of no consequence to me until I actually get a chainsaw, so I'm not gonna bother with that. Taking those shotgun shells. I have a forge, have a bicycle, don't have a workbench, so I guess I'll take the farm bundle. That's probably going to give me survivalism books, isn't it? And that, I don't mind that because you don't get farm bundles often, so like, go ahead. Then again, the gatherer might be good. Yeah, let's do the gatherer. It'll save me a few thousand or a few hundred dukes at least. By the way, I think I have biome progression turned off because I find the mechanic bothersome at best. So like, we don't have to worry about anything with the other biomes, I don't think. We just fucking go and play the game normally. Got a skill point? Yep. It's probably in my interest to get some living off the land. Yeah, let's do that. Because if we get living off the land, we can start leveling survivalism productively. Like, it doesn't affect the XP, but it does affect what you get from it. So it feels like less of just an annoyance to level it. By the way, specifically, just so people know, for survivalism, if you want XP from harvesting bodies, it has to be animal bodies, not roadkill, and you have to be using one of the huntsman-governed weapons. And the huntsman-governed weapons are specifically knives and machetes. It doesn't apply to steel knuckles or batons. So if you're those two playstyles and you love abusing that one thing where they get full corpse yields, fuck you. It won't level your survivalism to beat a corpse to death. Mini bike. Right, so we still need oil, right? We need more duct tape, obviously, but that's not difficult. Duct tape. Oh, wait, I need to pick up my cloth. Duct tape, there we go. Alright, we need pipes as well. Pipes brings a solitary headlight, but we can get that from a car. And then for the chassis, oh, we can make the chassis. Let's do that. While that does that, I will go and harvest some cars to get a battery and enough oil, and to get that one headlight I need. 2 cars? Where are you all? Some around here. Oh wait, there's a truck stop over here, that'll do. We can salvage those police cars. Surprising lack of engines and batteries. I usually have them thrown at me. I wonder if my stamina's good enough to do this. Probably not, but we can do it a little bit. I think I have enough stamina to do it to this truck specifically. Yeah, didn't get any engines there though. Lots of scrap iron though, we will need it, so I'm not going to complain. Also, I should probably axe these when I see them. And these, because polymers. Weird, I like actually need things now. It's actually strange how well 7 Days to Die like falls into place once you give it its original progression system back. Isn't that fucking strange? You find yourself actually needing all the ridiculous materials that are in the game. And using all of the actual mechanics like archery and stealth and mining and salvaging, shit that I barely play with half the time. I don't get a single engine or battery out of this, I'm just going to be shocked. That's crazy. I don't even need an engine, I'm just going to be shocked that it didn't occur, just statistically. Come on, pink pickup truck, you're my only hope. Okay, well, that works, yep. You did your job, good job, pink pickup truck. You gave me a battery. Unconventionally, but, you know, it works for me. Now, could you please give me enough oil to make a crucible? That would be very nice of you. Oh, an acid. Thank you, yes. I like this pink pickup truck. Alright. We didn't get enough oil, but that was obviously not going to happen. It just statistically can't happen from one truck. I was being a dick. So we have everything we need for the minibike. If I'm not mistaken, anyway. And we're very close to having enough oil for that crucible, which will allow me to get steel arrows, which will help with archery a lot. Well, you can level your mining by breaking anything that it technically harvests. Interesting, interesting. it is how the game works. The axe is meant to be used for harvesting junk stuff now, so works for me. I have no complaints about that. Wonder if it works with the salvaging tool. Probably does, right? Alright, so mini bike handlebars, I'll take an additional minute, and then it's just this. So that's good. I got enough oil for the crucible yet? No, I'm a little bit short, unless there's some lying in here that I've left behind for whatever reason. Smelt some of this iron down, I got so much of it. We're about to be able to make steel as well, so makes sense. Can I make bellows? I probably don't have the duct tape for it right now, but yeah, I can. So I need an engine. Gimme. Oh boy, a screamer. Oh, there's two. Wonderful. She scrumped. It's fine. The base is a lot more fortified now, so it shouldn't matter too much. Inmates. Okay. Ah, there's fucking loads of you. How many screams did you scream? Well, that went better than the other times. Probably on account of the actual fortified base and the good bow. I don't think I've ever seen the screamers summon inmates before. That's interesting. Who's the base doing? Yeah, that's made of wood. It's actually really OP that it's made of wood and it has that much health. Anyway, I was making a mini bike. Here we go. We have transport, finally. Get right over the damn bicycle. We don't need them. I need a dew collector. Otherwise, I'm never going to have any damn water. Stupid ass vanilla water system. Mini bike done. Let's go get the last oil we need. Since now we can kind of like safely move at night, so we won't get overwhelmed by zombies, because we can just drive away. Fuel that up. Put my extra gas in there. Right, let's see. Vehicles, where are you? Oh, that's annoying. I didn't bring any food or water. There we go, there's the oil I need. I'll just finish this truck real quick, and then we'll go back and make the crucible. Crucible, there we go. We got glue, we got food. I don't have any water. The game's stupid. Right, so dew collectors. We'll need cloth, pipes, and more polymers, and we will need 2 more water / glue. But we can make 1, and then we could very quickly make a second. Oh, wait, there's 2 duct tape in here. Must have missed that, so that works. Let's make the duct tape. Here we go, and let's make a dew collector. We'll make 2. I don't think they produce much heat now, even in vanilla, so I don't have to worry about that. Hopefully. I don't know how much heat they still produce, or if they produce any. I haven't checked that in the vanilla game, because when I made improved water and food, it already made dew collectors not produce heat, because that is dumb and annoying. There's enough screamers as it fucking is. Go and loot a POI. Looting the containers summon screamers sometimes. Where do I want to place these? I have a wall. It probably doesn't matter. Probably in one of like the well-armored corners like this, so I've never accidentally shoot it or something, you know? That'll do. And then we'll put this in here. What does this do again? Increase the rate of collection. So that means I have to come back more frequently. Okay, that's fine. There's like 9 water a day now. That's something. More than I'm getting just by default. Let's get some 9 mil. And I'm going to just store away all this shit. Except for the iron, I'll smelt that. How much scrap polymer have I got left, if any? 24. So enough for what, like 12 arrows? Not ideal. We might need to do more salvaging. Steel arrow. Steel arrow, yeah. Yeah, but more salvaging just means more iron. There we go. Put that in there. Now let's make, I don't know, let's start with 150. And then that will give me a stack worth of them. And I should remember I now have access to actual steel, so if I want to make like a steel tool once I get those available, I can. I think I'm a little ways off still. We're 5 levels of mining off. It wouldn't be that hard to get to it, but I'm not gonna rush it. What do I want? I probably want to save my skill points for brutal strikes and health nut now, just to get like as much health as possible and as much damage from my melee weapon as possible. So it's going to be a painful few levels as I have to spend 2 levels to get stuff, but it'll be worth it. Let's take those and make the first few steel arrows I can. I can't make many of them, but it's a start. How much damage do they do? 42. Versus 38, plus they have 50% armor penetration, and is that more projectile velocity? A little bit more, so that's good. We got 12 of those. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is probably like 12 insta-kills, so it's worth something. So what I'll do is I'll probably just buy a drink from Rect himself in the morning. I still refuse to use the vending machines, but Wrecked is fine, and we can do some tier 2 quests while we wait for the Horde. I think for Horde Night, what I'm going to do is just use my guns. I've got a shotgun, I've got a pistol, I also have a Magnum, but I don't have any ammo for it, and I've got a bunch of 7.62, but no 7.62 weapons, so I guess what we could do today is actually hit up the police station. The police station has a bunch of weapon containers in it, and that means that we could get a hunting rifle, if nothing else, which would allow me to use my 7.62. Alternatively, we might end up getting a tactical assault rifle from like a police car or something, and that would be really good, but at the same time, it's unlikely, so I wouldn't bank on it. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll take quests and we'll do the police station, which is a tier 3 with a feral white in it, but I think I'm ready to take that on with my shotgun at least. Not that I'm particularly good with my guns yet. I obviously have level 1 guns with, you know, a few levels. We're talking 1.5% extra damage and no perks at all. So my guns are actually kind of horrid right now, but that's the point of the system, right? You have to use them to be good with them. So am I level 35 right now? That is fucked up. And I don't even think that's from the more zombies. I think building and mining is just fucking ridiculous. I'm sure my zombies mod isn't helping, and indeed the treasure hunter mod is also not helping. But Jesus fucking Christ, level 35? 5 levels a day? Probably gonna be like level 40 by the time the Horde starts, and then like level 43 by the time the Horde ends. Absolute insanity. At least my first Horde's gonna be fucking brutal, because I'm game stage 48. It's gonna have cops. I'm gonna get my shit rocked. Better be ready for that, I guess. Might even be worth making a level 5 iron axe, because I'm probably going to need to rely on, what are they called, a bit of melee in between, so that I can actually do my stuff. So if we make that, I will need more duct tape, but we can get that when we're looting today. So if I make a level 5 fire axe, that'll give me 30% more damage for the same stamina, which would be efficient. If we also look at gloves, creature gloves would be very smart to get before the Horde. And then is there not a stamina reducing glove for boot? Is it biker boots? Use less stamina with melee weapons. Is there... the lumberjack boots do anything like that? I know they give you more axe damage, but I would rather get the preacher damage right now. Yeah, you get the full set bonus, but that's not worthwhile. So we definitely want to consider making some preacher armor. So we're going to need armor crafting kits, so that's going to require glue again. We better hope we find a bunch of it today. I'm going to go quickly check for sewing kits and armor parts, because if I want to make a full set of level 3 armor, I'm going to need 12 of both of those, and I don't know if I have access to that. But it's worth a look. Also, Trader Rect resets today. If he's selling glue, that would be huge. That would help a lot. As well as armor parts or armor crafting kits themselves. 10 sewing kits, 3 armor parts, another armor part. Ah, so we really need armor parts from him. Interesting. I could scrap some of the armor I'm wearing, and if I'm really desperate, I've got access to 4 armor parts here. So we could do that at the last second. That's necessary. Let's pick up... oh wait, you can't craft steel arrows on the move, so it really doesn't matter if I have those on me. Right, so we know that I need a couple more sewing kits and a couple more armor parts. Well, a lot more armor parts, but more concerningly, I also need a lot of glue today. I need like 20. Trader Rex sometimes comes in clutch and sells like 42 of it, so if he's doing that, it would be great. And I've got like 4k jukes, and if we need more jukes, we have a wrench and a mini bike, so we can do anything. But that will all have to wait for the next episode. If you are enjoying this series, be sure to check out the link to the mods in the description, and the next episode will be appearing on screen right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.